So I actually wanted to talk about a couple of bad habits that we have as PhDs, as doctorates. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There are so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out as much as I possibly can. I think it is important to talk about these bad habits because we all have them. I just want to sort of normalize this and make you know that everybody has these sort of things. And it is, if you do have them, don't feel bad about having these bad habits because they're really, really stressful and they sort of stress inducing with all of this. And we should be aware of them, right? So the first thing is not disconnecting from research, from this is a really bad habit for most of us, is we have a hard time sort of pulling back from what we're interested in and what we're doing, and so we don't tend to do a lot of it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to do a lot of something, but it's a bad thing when it starts becoming problematic in your life. I know it seems sort of like a tautology, but really it is if it's sort of becoming so much that it takes over your life and it becomes sort of a red flag. And so you have to address that thing and make a conscious effort to disconnect from your research, from your studying, from whatever it is that you're doing, because it's really fun to do some of these things. And you just want to make, the best thing to sort of think about is variety is the spice of life. And the more stuff you do, the more exciting it is, the interesting of a life that you're going to have. And so trying to do those things and making sure you're constantly doing different things is really helpful for you. The other thing is focusing on our failures. I do that all the time, and it's kind of a struggle for me. It's a struggle for probably all of you in terms of focusing on your failures. We always sort of dwell on what we could have had and what we should have done. But, it's not really all that productive. A more fruitful thing is just to get at it and start doing something that's interesting for you and forget about all of those failures. Just get into the state of actually doing something. And it's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. Another thing that's very important is, not keeping tabs on people that they appear more successful than who you are. I do this all the time, and every time I do this, I've sort of learned not to do it as much, and I've pulled back because every time I do it, I go through sort of a rabbit hole of feeling bad about myself and not going in the right direction and feeling, unproductive and stuff, because it just really tears your heart out to go down that direction because you're looking at other people that you think are more successful than you, and of course, they're probably going to appear more successful than you, and then you wonder about how come I can't do that and all that stuff, and it's just a rabbit hole that is not productive. And so learning to be more insulary and just focusing on what you're doing and getting that thing done is a lot more exciting, and it's a lot more helpful for you inside in terms of dealing with stuff. So don't, and especially if you're in a doctoral program, it's going to appear that everybody is more successful than you. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you're doing and just keep tabs on what you're doing. Don't focus on what other people are doing. It's a lesson that's hard to learn, but you have to keep repeating and learning that lesson over and over and over again. I think an important thing, a bad habit, is not to appreciate how fortunate we actually are to study things, whatever we want to do, and to explore different things and have that sort of flexibility. I know a lot of people sort of focus on the fact that we don't have that much flexibility and we can't do that much because of grants and, research budgets and what we're doing. But you have to really realize that the stuff we're doing is really amazing. And if you want to, you can quit and you can go into a different direction. And you have to really sort of think about that. If you really are upset about it, then you should quit. If that's something that you feel terrible about. But if you actually really like it, then really show your appreciation for it and be really excited for doing these things. It's helpful for me to feel like that and to think through that like that, and it should be helpful for you. And the last thing is, not being real and open about the career. I think we tend to romanticize the career to other people, and that's why I'm trying to be more authentic and more open as much as I can and tell you everything about doing research and getting a PhD and all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of downsides, there's lots of pluses, and you have to sort of take everything together and make sense of what that actually is, right? So if you actually do the career, you need to just be real and open with other people instead of sort of sugarcoating what it actually looks like. I don't think that is a productive way in terms of helping other people out. I think it's more productive to just be real, open, tell people this is the way it is. It's going to be a lot more helpful for them. And it is going to be a lot more helpful for you because you seem like more of a normal person, because we all have these sort of problems and doubts and stuff like that. So I think that these are the worst habits that I do, and I think it's kind of universal for lots of people that are doing a doctorate in terms of the things that are really, really bad habits. And if there's ones that I've forgotten, make sure you leave comments below, because it's going to be helpful for other people. If they watch this video, then they could see, oh, I'm totally normal with this. And that's all I want to do, is normalize all of these things that we go through and the sort of thought processes and just all the messiness of it. So, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.